Hey, welcome! In this explainer, we're going to demystify one of the most crucial concepts for any business owner, and that is break-even analysis.
If you're an entrepreneur, this is the question, right? It's the one that can keep you up at night. How much do I actually need to sell just to cover all my costs? Well, today, we're going to find that answer.
Think of this as your business's financial compass. It doesn't point north, no, but it points to that exact moment where you stop losing money and start making it. It's your baseline for survival, and it's the launch pad for real profit.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Finding that break-even point starts with really understanding where your money is going. And for pretty much any business, your costs are going to fall into two main buckets.
On one side, you've got your fixed costs. These are the bills you have to pay every single month, like your rent or a key salary. It doesn't matter if you sell one item or 1,000. And then you've got your variable costs. These are the costs that go up with every single thing you make, like the raw materials for a product.
All right, let's make this real. Let's take a look at our case study, Letsema Furnishers. See how their costs are broken down? You've got the fixed costs, like the factory rent, that stay the same. But the variable costs, like the wood they use for their furniture, that changes with production. Getting this separation right, that is absolutely the key. It's step one to figuring out if your pricing even makes sense.
Okay, let's move on to the part that unlocks this whole thing. It's a concept called marginal income, and I kind of think of it as the aha moment in all of this analysis.
Now, this is super important. This is not your final profit on an item. Not yet. Think of it like this. It's the chunk of cash each sale gives you to specifically attack those fixed monthly bills. And once those are covered, that's when this money becomes pure profit.
So back to Letsema Furnishers. They sell a product for, let's say, 3,000 Rand. Now, after you subtract the variable costs just to make that one unit, they're left with 1,387 Rand. That right there is the money they can use to chip away at their monthly fixed costs.
Okay, so we've got all our puzzle pieces, right? We know our fixed costs, and we know exactly how much each sale helps pay for them. So now we can calculate Letsema's break-even point.
And you're going to love this. The formula is beautifully simple. It's just your total fixed cost for the month divided by the marginal income you make from each sale. That's it. Seriously. So for our friends at Letsema, we just take their total fixed costs, that's 20,000 Rand, and we divide that by the 1,387 Rand in marginal income they earn from each unit they sell. And voila! That gives us our magic number. The calculator says 14.42, but since you can't sell, part of a piece of furniture, we round up. So, 15 units.
Now stop and think about this for a second, because this is so powerful. It means the first 15 sales of every single month are just for keeping the lights on. All that work, all those materials, all that effort just gets them back to zero. Profit? That only starts with sale number 16.
But let's be real. Who gets into business just to break even? Nobody. Breaking even is just the starting line, right? It's not the finish line. The real power of this whole analysis? Well, that comes next. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Knowing your break-even point is critical, sure, but knowing how to blow past it, that's where success really lives.
All right, so let's raise the stakes a little. Letsema isn't happy just breaking even. They've got a goal. They want to make a profit of 80,000 Rand this month. So the question is, how many units do they have to sell to make that happen?
And the cool thing is, we just have to make one tiny tweak to our formula. We basically treat our profit goal like it's another fixed cost we have to cover. So you just add your target profit right on top of your fixed costs, and then you run the exact same calculation.
And boom, there's our answer. To hit that 80,000 Rand profit goal, Letsema needs to sell 73 units. And what's great is, we know they can produce up to 200 units a month, so this is totally doable. They now have a super clear, actionable sales target.
Okay, last part. Let's see how this all comes together visually, because sometimes seeing it as a picture makes everything just click.
This graph just illustrates the whole idea perfectly. You've got your total cost line, which is steadily climbing, and then you have your total revenue line, climbing faster with each sale. And that spot, right there, where those two lines cross, that's it. That's your break-even point. Everything to the left of that point is a loss, and everything to the right is profit. Simple as that. So you see, this whole break-even thing, it's not just some boring accounting exercise. It is a fundamental tool for making smarter business decisions. It helps you figure out your pricing, it gives you realistic sales goals, And it shows you instantly what happens if your costs change, like say your rent goes up. It's crucial for planning.
So the big takeaway here is that understanding your numbers, from your costs all the way to your break-even point, it empowers you. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation and replaces it with clarity. It gives you the confidence to really steer your business toward profitability.